Hi, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us here at Crow for another segment of Wildlife Wednesday. My name's Rachel, and today I'm going to be meeting Brianna Frankel, our rehabilitation manager, down at the hospital to talk about a very interesting patient that we don't get here very often. So here with me right now is Cobb. Cobb is Crow's ambassador corn snake. And Cobb looks fairly similar to the animal that we have down at the hospital right now, which happens to be a glass lizard. Now, people might commonly mistake glass lizards for snakes because they are a species of legless lizard, but there are some things that glass lizards have that snakes lack. For example, if you look at Cobb's face, you'll notice that he has his eyes very visible to the public. Glass lizards have external eyelids as well as external ear openings. Now, comparatively, if you look at our ambassador nightingale, which happens to be an invasive species here in Southwest Florida, it's going to have some of the similar characteristics to what I've mentioned with the glass lizard. As a lizard, it does have those upper and lower eyelids as well as those external ear openings. So really, if you combine the snake and our other species of lizards, it's going to look fairly similar to what our wildlife patient is that's recovering down at the hospital. So let's go check in with Bree and see how it's doing.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to Wildlife Wednesday. My name is Bree and I'm the rehabilitation manager here at Crow. We're here today to talk about a unique species that we've seen here at the clinic recently. On October 4th, a glass lizard came in, which is a very unusual species for us to see here. It was found in the middle of Cape Coral and presented with the finder with some type of facial trauma. So it looked like there was some blood coming out of one side of its mouth. There might be some swelling to the head and something definitely wrong with the eye. So he was a great Samaritan. He got it into our clinic as soon as possible, and it is currently being treated here. We commonly see head trauma in some of our other reptile species like turtles and tortoises after they've been potentially hit by a motor vehicle, a car, a bike, a motorcycle, or even predated by a bigger predator. Now for this specific glass lizard, they have different predators than other reptiles do. They're a little bit on the smaller side, with the adults only reaching about 2 to 4 feet in length. So for this species, a lot of times their predators include skunks, raccoons, birds of prey, and other similar animals of that size. Now, one of the things that they do to prevent being eaten is they can drop their tail into multiple pieces. So it appears like it shatters to glass, and those pieces will continue to wiggle, which confuses the predators, and sometimes they get away. Now this one, after it came in with its trauma, we started it on pain medications because obviously if there's head trauma, if there's swelling, if there's obvious signs of discomfort and potentially fractures, we always cover our patients with pain medications to make sure they're not feeling the substantial effects of whatever happened to them. On top of pain medications, we have it situated in our reptile room, which is kept at high heat and high humidity to promote the best possible regeneration of tissue, the best possible sources of nutrients for our reptiles so they can heal very specific to what they need. In addition to the pain medications that our glass lizard is receiving, it is also getting eye medications, and that's because one of its eyes, the muscles and the tissues there, were moving uncontrollably, which is a sign of eye trauma as well. So head trauma can present in multiple different ways, not just the bleeding from the corner of the mouth, also the eye trauma, and then sometimes this lizard has been seen opening and closing its mouth uncomfortably. So initially we had cause for concern for any type of jaw fracture, skull fracture, as with any head trauma, and we're maintaining this animal very, very closely to ensure that it's not feeling pain. We'll make sure it has enough calories to heal the way it needs to, and we'll do whatever we have to provide it adequate support while it's here at Crow.
Thank you, Bree, for sharing all of that wonderful information with our audience members today. And just as a quick update, this patient has been in care with us for a little over a week now. The medical staff has let me know that it continues to make improvement, although it is some slow improvement. Because there is a lot of damage to the jaw, the patient is not yet eating entirely on its own, so it is continuing to receive pain medication for that injury, as well as tube feeding every couple of days to ensure that it's receiving the appropriate nutrition to get back to full capacity. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into this segment of Wildlife Wednesday. If you're interested in supporting Crow on a further level, Taste of the Islands is just around the corner, starting at the beginning of November, so be sure to pre-order your passports on Crow's website.